watching propaganda, 6 o'clock news and insane. Cultures clash, all black folk and white trash. They rebel in the cyberspace and might crash. Dash to millennium, a million miles are running. At the speed of now, bound no return gunning. Rambo style, gun hold, child gunning. Ambo plow, 2 times loud, stunning. Stunning, when it hits ya, lift you off the earth like, hey yo, take you right back to birth. And niggas wonder why, they might wonder why this shit might happen, but it does. It go, drifting away like a feather in air, letting my words take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. So I'm drifting away like a feather in air, letting my soul take me away from the hurt and despair. So I'm keeping it vertical, forever elevator, riding the escalator to the something that is greater. Treat you better than me, cause that's the heavenly key to unlock the inner strength for my essence will be. It's the knowledge of self, understanding of the things around me that becomes the wisdom that I need. Living this life to the best of my ability, channeling energy to my thoughts, attain symmetry. Remember me? Because my prose remain gold. I got the gift of gab like them pimps and cane goals. It never ends. I keep it rolling like a cipher. The first caveman bringing fire, innovating it higher. To plasma states, I raise the stakes. It's double and nothing in this vacuum of space. I will survive divine to time to cry. Fuck a hold to hide. I'm alive for pride. And I drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Singing, this will be the day that I die.
Yay. What's up? It's Terry. Kalia. Got a new way to flow. For ordinary Joe. You know. For my opening line, I might try to indicate my state of mind, to turn you on and tell you that I'm alive and just to keep from crying.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope we're all doing well today. It is the 19th of April. It is Wednesday as well. I'm hoping to continue and finish cleaning 7th Heaven today. Music still seems a bit loud for my liking, but that might be a matter of opinion. It was last week we were working on this? Continue campaign? Yeah. Resume job. Try not to get blinded challenge if possible. I've got coffee. I've actually got a cocktail with me today as well, which I'm looking forward to drinking. The only downside is I don't have ice. I have a cat beside me sleeping, or looking back at me. But yeah, loading dirt. So that was something I mentioned last week about PowerWash speedruns. If you don't clear any of the dirt when more people load in, it'll be faster. So yeah, last week we got the floors cleaned, started cleaning various accoutrements, and yeah. Hopefully the music's not too distracting. Maybe I'm not in the mood for Nujabes. What about... That feels... if you're wondering why I'm playing this music, it's because, was it Cyber Bomb Rush, whatever it's called, got a release date finally? So I guess we just get on with it. I'm going to work on things that are touching the ground for now, to keep my sanity. Sound good to you? So this is the follow-up album from Too Mellow, Memories of Tokyoto 2, I think this is called. Let me double check that. Sounds of Tokyoto Future. Okay, that makes more sense. Both very good albums. let's just get to cleaning. If the music audio needs to be turned up, let me know. But yeah, hope we're all doing well. For some reason, my tweet about Deep Rock yesterday keeps on getting retweets and likes. I don't really know why. And more specifically, it happened after I streamed. So like, I didn't even get like the benefits of it. You know? Oh, the barrel's clean. Barrels, boxes. Oh, ignore that. That'll be my like Xbox points. And then, I'm assuming this is the last 7 remake stage. We can always just start on Lara Croft's one after. Whoa, Gargle Leap. I did consider playing 14 today, but like I don't actually have much reason to go in. And I will definitely go back in for the Moogle Tombstone event because I'm an absolute idiot. Let me get this right. Tacticious tomato and brats. Sorry, I completely butchered that name. Welcome to the stream. Let me get that right. Tacticious tomates. Tactical tomato bread. Oh, okay. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. How are we? I felt like I was having a stroke. I thought I was reading that like really poorly. Oh, you've seen me in Ty. Ah, okay. Yes. Ty was actually in stream yesterday, in fact, while I was playing Deep Rock. Welcome, welcome. Friend of Ty's or followers of Ty's are welcome here. How would you like to be addressed? Tomato? Tactical? Any preference? There we go, that's on the table clean. Oh, I didn't think I'd have to worry about a content warning with the song. I don't know, tomato's fine, I guess. Oh, if there's something else you prefer, then let me know. I heard you play I play Final Fantasy 14, yes. I completed Final Fantasy 7 Remake on stream a few months ago now, and then did the Yuffie DLC. Yeah, I was just talking about I'll probably come back to 14 for the Moogle Tombstone event, because I don't have much incentive to go back right now. I'm still subscribed. I am also a Lalafell. And I think the Lalafell chair was hilarious, even if other people said it wasn't. My mains are Red Mage and Gunbreaker. I play Gunbreaker when nobody wants to tank, and if there's too many tanks, then I'll be a Res Mage. Last time I played was to finish the Loperate tribe quests. which were very emotional. One of my favorite characters is Grahatia. Then there's also Ishtola. Love Ishtola. The only minion I ever have out is my wind-up Yotsuyu, because my taste in fictional women is less than to be desired. Started playing recently, like a month ago, still 50-ish with White Mage, and play Summoner too. Okay. I assume you've heard about this free trial that they're doing currently that includes award-winning and critically acclaimed Heavensward up to level 60. Just beating a dead horse. Lalafels are great. I started off as a Mikote, and then moved to Viera during Shadowbringers. However, the lack of hats made me change to Lalafel so I could wear hats again. If they ever add more, well, specifically one hat to Viera, I'll change to Viera again. Clean the fill. There we go. I wanted to play Mikote 2 at first, but then I realized all males are hunchback and have weird hands. Oh, yeah, they're... Yeah. Sorry, I thought I had more to say there, but no, I totally agree. I don't know why they look like that. Same goes for like the male Viera, they look a little odd. Like they're definitely gamers looking at their scoliosis spines. Not muster enough courage to use female Mikote and pretend to be a male in a skirt. Oh, I do that, don't worry. There is... I mean, this is a fake statistic, but there's a 99% chance that a female Mikote is being played by a male player. What's the acronym? GIRL? GIRL is short for guy in real life. Deal with the stuff back there. Next. Anything else on the floor? Oh no, these need cleaning. Also, maybe I should use my words. I just find the glamours for girls better than the guys. Change the Lala now because Lalas are cute. They sure are. I love that in the lore they're little war criminals as well. Not all Lalafels are evil, but in terms of the history books, a lot of them are. He's clean. Yes. Oh, I need stuff that touches the floor. That one's clean too. I like the little touch for Tataru. Her name is... I don't know if it's like confirmed that it's a reference, but it's definitely a reference to FF11, because the Lalafell race in 11 are called the Taru Taru. Currently trying to finish MSQ to get to Ishgard for Astrologian job quest. I'd like all healer classes unlocked. Yeah, so you've already got... You said you've got White Mage, you've got Scholar, you'll get Astro pretty soon, and then you will get Sage when you have a level 70? I think that's right. The Heavensward jobs are the only ones that require story content completed. Which in hindsight wasn't the smartest idea, but they learned their lesson for all the other jobs. I keep on telling myself that I'll learn how to heal, but it just seems stressful. I got over my tank anxieties. I don't need to get over healing anxiety. Ironically, all my healers are level 90. I just spammed really easy dungeons to level them, and tribal quests. Main tank's more stressful because you need to know boss behavior, position stuff. Truthfully, I don't really feel that way. Like, it doesn't bother me, especially when I forget like certain dungeons. But usually, once I've been hit by one thing, I'm like, okay, I've learned my lesson. Maybe I should move out of the way of that one. I just make sure to communicate with my healer how much they want me to pull ads. Be focusing on the floor. Most tanks don't seem to do that, just run ahead, pull a metric ton and die because I can't heal them fast enough. What would I do? If I was a tank, I would probably start with... Oh, my cat's snoring. I apologize if that comes over the mic. Hopefully my healer would say, "Hey, I'm new to this," or "Please small pools." But if we're struggling, I'll double check with the healer. Oh, Tifa texted back. Listen, I don't know what you've heard, but Shinra, it's not as kind and selfless as it paints itself. As a tank, I don't watch any of those videos because a lot of the dungeons end up being quite the same in terms of mechanics eventually. The Mako energy they produce, it's made by draining the planet's lifeblood. Plus, the whole reason they provide it is to control the populace. Hi Lauren, how are we? No need to interrupt us. Do you need me to check my phone or something? You sent me a picture of a cat. Where? Oh, it's a cat! I accidentally stole a cat, but I gave it back. I'm very proud of you for giving it back. Why'd you steal it? They just wanted to say hello. No, you didn't steal a cat. A cat wanted to visit. If anybody asks. Can I get these pots? Very cute cat. Elwood is currently sleeping behind me, so if you hear any snoring, it's from him, not me. Clean. supposed to be cleaning things down here. Okay. Crate's clean. Box clean. And, you also no need to apologize when sending cat pictures. In fact, it's totally allowed. Clean, clean. Clean. Yeah, my gut tells me this is the last stage. Okay, I'm only in so going to get dinner and pop back later. Okie dokie. Enjoy dinner. Hope your kimchi is a success, and speak to you later. Love you. Marlene looks cross. Yeah, discovered the free trial but decided against it because of the 300,000 gil cap. It definitely, the free trial is... Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm used to paying the subscription, so it's like not an issue for me, but I understand why people who have only played like free-to-play games might be turned off, but the idea of having that cap and no friends list as well, that really sucks. I don't think you can even join our free company as a free trial player. And then I know Square Enix recently gave Stormblood away for free, as long as you were a paying player. Use their offer for raising character to New World to get 1 million transferred to my main account by friends. Yeah, that's handy. I'm currently on a quest to earn gil for the really expensive gil sync mints. They are so expensive. They're just still not clean. Maybe under? So who is your favorite character in Final Fantasy XIV right now? There we go. Could be a main character, could be a side character. I like the smart girl from Summoner class and the other Mikote girl from MSQ. Is the smart girl being, is it Imitra? Like the Summoner quest giver, Mikote in Old Gridania. And the other Mikote girl from MSQ, so I'm assuming you mean Ishtola. Both start with Y. Where's the laptop being recognized? Or is that part of the barrel? No. Yeah, my gut tells me it's Imitra and Ishtola, who are actually half-sisters. Fun fact. They're both from the Y tribe. So I think that's everything on the floor. Have to get under as well. Kalia. Let me see her face. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm with you now. Oh, I've not seen her character in a very long time. That's why I didn't recognize her. From the Arcanist Guild. Okay. For a second, I actually confused it with a character from the Sage Quest line, but that wouldn't make sense. She's there during the summer quest where you have to reclaim her book from the Paris. I've not done the summer quest line in a very long time. I think the game does a great job of like adding character to the side characters. They're not just here's your quest and then be done with it. I was hoping to go to FanFest this year for the new expansion announcement, but unfortunately I'm not going to get to go. Summoner class is nice, does feel good to play from the get-go. I tried Black Mage and it's way harder, Red Mage too. Yeah, the difficulty with Black Mage is the rotation changes like every level or every other level, whereas at least with, like, I'm a big fan of Red Mage, it's very simple. Red Mage at level 70 versus level 80 is like you're pressing one additional button in your rotation. And the same goes for level 90 as well, which is as much as I enjoy Red Mage, I also critique it that it's too simple. And then Summoner had a massive overhaul for Endwalker, so it plays very differently from before, like during Shadowbringers and even earlier. So yeah, I don't play a lot of Summoner these days, but I imagine it feels easier than Red Mage these days. Because Summoner used to be about putting dots down and stuff. Yeah, it's not anymore. Also, I always like the feature of that leveling your Summoner also levels your Scholar. I know it was a logistical nightmare for the dev team, but I always thought that would be neat for other jobs. Not Scholar 2, but for the big white mage heals over the shield. Yeah. So you'll if you like big heals versus over shield, you'll like Astro as well. The Astrologian questlines are very good. I really enjoyed them. I found some of the White Mage quest lines dreadfully boring. Scholar quest lines were interesting. Sage was okay, but what's this? For Sage, you're going to need access to Heavensward zones. Is the only thing. Yeah, I think that's everything. Well, no, it's not, clearly not everything. Look, oh my god, the ceiling. Also, when would you advise to level crafting stuff? Still on level 1 on all crafting jobs. Right, so I'm not a Omni crafter. As like starting any time is good. My only advice really would be is level everything evenly. I think I don't know if it's still the case these days, but the recommendation is always get Weaver maxed out first. Always work on Weaver first. But I can't remember what the reasoning was. You level your battle classes so quickly, it's never really worth crafting armor for them, because you're also going to get gear from dungeons, and if you're, like doing hand-ins or turn-ins at your Grand Company, or stuff like that's usually the way to go. If you're only playing the story, you don't need to think about crafting or gathering. If you want to make Gil, then yes, start whenever you feel like. I was told to level Weaver and Goldsmith and Wood, so my healer benefits from crafting stuff, but I was also told to chill with that to get a bonus from Max 1 class first. I think they're talking about is your XP bonus. You'll only gain bonus XP for everything below your max level. So if your White Mage is level 60, all your jobs will get bonus XP from 1 to 59. So I think what they're saying is max level something, and then you'll always get bonus XP for everything else. I think that's what they're saying. And yes, Goldsmith, Carpenter, and Weaving would be good for healer or White Mage, but again, you're going to be leveling them so fast. You're spending time and effort crafting when you could have just been leveling them. And then it's not enough just to be a good crafter. You then want to be a gatherer, because then you don't want to have to pay for materials. You think, well, I might as well go and gather them myself, so I'm going to become a botanist. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, I'm not an expert in crafting and gathering, but that's the impression I've received over the years. I think there's a door behind you. It doesn't feel like it, but I know I am progressing. I'm almost halfway done, apparently. Also, honestly, like, the advice I would often give is if you want to do certain content like the Bahamut raids or some of the older raids, to go into the party finder and say that other players will get bonus, or do it unsynced, and it's much easier to gather people to do that. People like their poetics bonuses. Again, well, maybe not again. Probably not stuff you need to worry about right now, but that's how I always advertise doing some old content for friends, is just advertise that there's bonus involved. Especially if you do it unsynced. Trying to think of other advice. I've had friends that play for years that didn't know. If you get duplicate triple triad cards, do not discard them. You can trade them in for MGP. I've had friends playing for years that didn't know this. Like, we're talking triple triad cards. You'll pick them up from dungeons, you'll pick them up from trials, and after you claim it. So, well, it depends on what device you're using. If you right click it and then use, then it's in your library. But if you ever get a duplicate, you'll notice that you can't redeem it. But what you can do is take it to the gold saucer and trade it in for MGP, which is the currency there. You've probably picked up triple triad cards without noticing. There's hundreds of them. I'm sure these beams are going to be the death of me. I'll look into it. Haven't had much time for Gold Saucer except for daily lottery thing. Yeah, if you go to the triple triad like zone in the Gold Saucer, one of the ladies, there'll be an option to like trade for NGP. Starting to get good with pulling 10k points. There's also online solvers if you're really struggling to know which one to go for. Sometimes it's impossible to get 10,000, but there's been one time in my playtime in 14 where I got 3 10,000s, and it felt very good. Still never won the lottery though. One circuit box. Oh, they absolutely love them. In fact, they just explode with the thought. Right, hold on, how am I supposed to... Oh, there we go. I'll worry about the ceiling later. haven't finished this counter. Oops. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Check how far we are into this album. Okay.
I think basically it's a product. Now there is a vast commercial organization. Machines touch every part of our lives.
If and when my friend Ergo joins the stream, if you've got any summoner questions, they'll be happy to help. I don't think they're a summoner main much anymore, but summoner was their MSQ job besides Dark Knight. It's good to have a backup. I went through all of 2.0 to the end of Stormblood with pretty much only ever playing Dragoon, and then a little bit of Red Mage near the end. And then when Shadowbringers came out, I swapped to Gunbreaker so I could tank with MSQ. Really enjoyed tanking since then. Didn't want to waste MSQ XP because it leveled the White Mage too much when it was level 40. Yeah, level 2 MSQ. And it's similar now, it's even. I would still recommend like letting you be a little bit over leveled. That just so you're always guaranteed to have something you can play with. But it's been so long, I don't know how much XP MSQ is giving these days. Oh, that's what. This is why we need a ladder. I understand now. Instead of platforming. Stupid. That's why. To Mellow, you're so right. cat snores so loud. Let's work on these units here. I realized I didn't finish that wall. Worst thing yet on FF was setting up the whole thing. Since 2 days looking at optimal settings and pulling it away. I play unoptimally. I like hunt and peck with my mouse for the abilities and skills. And settings could be better. But you know, one of my it's probably my favorite Final Fantasy. Although I've not finished that many. Out of all the ones that I have finished, it is my favorite. Oh, I need lamps.
DC's greatest hits, I wreck functions for fun. If chaos ain't constant, I shake like an Elon fan in space with no oxygen. And your job is to blast your head to make jelly, then I rest with the dead whose flesh becomes skeleton.
I actually started a series, I think last year, where I started with a fresh character and tried out the improved of Realm Reborn, but they've shortened it even more since then, which is wild. That machine gun on the table belongs to a friend of mine, Barrett. And I made a second character and noticed you have to do everything from scratch, like UI positioning size. It took me 2 hours every time. I think there is a way. There should be a setting to save like hotbar settings, because I know some people move from PlayStation to PC or vice versa, and they want to keep their hotbar settings. I'm fairly sure there is a way. Then I found a way. Oh, sorry, I've just read your following message. Then I found a way to copy everything to your character. My commiserations. He's as big as Hothead is a behemoth, but he's got a heart of gold. He also cares about our planet more than anyone else in him. Buster Sword belongs to my childhood friend, Cloud. He left to join Soldier when we were kids. Now he's out and helping us take on the company. You might not show it, but if you clean up his Buster Sword too, I'm sure it'd make his day. I'm sure the TV loves getting power washed. You make hotbars global to save them, but system settings, character settings, and UI have to be done manually. I do have alts, but it's only my main that I ever mess anything around with. Trick is to copy the stuff inside your character folder from 8. Oh, that's clever. I still have all my character data from either alts that don't exist anymore or ones that I considered. I did 2 of them. one stream for 14. Next time I'm streaming 14 and you're around, I can show you my alts, or what used to be my alts. These little spaces. Me personally, I only need the one character, because you can level your character. You can level everything with one character. I've only ever made alts so I can visit other servers, but now that there's going to be like data center travel, then I'm not too worried about it. For RP purposes. Ah, okay. That makes more sense. Two walls to go. I had an RP character once, but turns out it's not really for me, so I just kind of shelved it. I think I deleted them actually. If I ever become a full-time crafter, then I'll definitely need to consider an alt for that purpose as well. I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I can definitely understand why people buy story and level skips, especially specifically for alts, if it comes to like crafting purposes, because that's a lot of time to level something else. If you really spend the time, maybe a week. Yeah, but it also sounds like a major grind. I mean, it is a grind. And even with the story and level skip, it still only takes you to the start of Endwalker. You still have to play Endwalker and stuff until they make the new level story skips for the next expansion. Just work on these pipes as well. Yeah, I'm only doing this because technically it's connected to the walls and not the ceiling. Well, some of them. I put this in the middle? No. Okay. Let's finish this wall. Or near enough. Okay, this is the first album, so this is Memories of Tokyoto. I've listened to this album many times. These lanterns are very annoying. Do you play over Steam or did you buy Square Enix? For Final Fantasy XIV, I bought it through Square Enix. I didn't buy it on Steam. Which I'm glad in hindsight that I did, because it sounds really annoying. Black screens. Oh. No, thank you. Then after Dave trying, was told to start a launcher logins, then force close Steam and Task Manager, otherwise it won't work. No, that's too much effort for me. I would have probably never played it again. No, thank you. My dad is sneezing pretty fiercely. I don't know if it's coming over the mic.
It's a brand new day in Tokyo. Headlining the news is the recent statement from Gojiro Kaku on the graffiti gangs plaguing the city. Quote, my Rokaku forces are on patrol in all major metropolitan areas to make sure these terrorists are behind bars where they belong.
Yeah, I've heard stories of like people like losing access to their accounts and stuff like that because of like accidental charges or something, and I'd rather just not take the risk. I don't want to. I've got thousands of hours in my save. I don't want to lose it. So I know. Okay, the walls are not perfectly cleaned. Can I go? Can I go? Okay, time for the ceiling. Oh boy. I can't believe how amazing the place looks, and you're not even finished. You want to take me on a date, Tifa? I need to help with final preparations for the job in sector. Oh, I didn't have time to read it. Oh well. Can I go? Let's clean this fan. Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Nice. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
I got a new flavor coffee.
A1 tone to make you cookies relax. Me boys hounding for the sounds. 2015, my bank account was nowhere to be found. Look at me now, hardcore compose war. Working with the floor, spinning glitter and sunny shores. But we never know more. Promoters score off me. Lab rats want the cheese. Flip your expectations with
I
ease.
think.
Oh, please.
Is there anything else hanging?
Adjust my aim by degrees. I see you breaking the rules
These
before you know what
hangers might need cleaned.
I am giving the keys because success off the high. Anyone wants to be seen, but I won't give it the pleasure. I'm rising measure by measure. I'm making money by minutes.
All right.
I'm whipping the competition, collecting more hearts than Castlevania. Hit me to catch the Jets and mania. You like the sound? Take the brain a little closer now. Hard warm with the cold south. Transform, let me go out. Let me see it, let's say. Then let the fresh beat pay. New ideas each and every day. I know they're gonna say something about how I'm rapping again. Most to grab my album don't know how I be grabbing the pen. I come and stab them again. They can't get mad at the kid. Just go look at what I did. Go back to grinding your skin. It's just a biz. Money talks. I only listen when I spend. Just to live. Then I get and make it all back again. With millennial friends, celebrate the last day. Raise hell and grab praise to a love don't hate.
So much dirt.
But the music pops me up in ways. Haters call them, but the love is love.
Don Corneo's a nasty motherfucker.
To the time and the beat and perfect lines. Been correcting my spine. This is the only divine. I'll take my time.
Na, 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 na. La, la, la.
If you feel it and you like the sound, take the brain a little closer now. Hard warm with the cold south. Transform, let me go out. When you see it, let's say. If you let the fresh beat pay. New ideas each and every day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, sometimes, actually a lot of times, actually never, people come up to me on the street and they say, hey, that guy raps. And I'm like, yeah. And they ask, hey, can you freestyle something for me real quick? You know, just real quick to prove your worth as a human being and as an artist. And I'm like, no, I can't actually, but I can dramatically arrange 7 to 10 layers of mouth sounds to make an entire instrumental. I can do that. I have a very talented mouth, and I can do it on my phone.
It's just little segments. That's annoying.
That, and they say, no. And I walk away.
There we go. Okay. 12% to go. Let me drink some coffee. This is not even including my cocktail that I've still to drink. Elwood, please stop snoring. Oh no, he's snoring louder at protest. I don't think it's coming up through the mic though. Still not clean. What if I drown in Among Us? Will that clean it? In this lamp first. Oh jeez. I've been at this for over an hour. This is not. What am I missing? This? There we go. To the new to the old. What if this will come back to GDQ with the Final Fantasy stages? Okay, my mic is just picking up my cat snoring. Probably more when I'm talking than not. New to the old. New to the old. The new to the old to the new. Let's go. What else are you playing except DRG Final? Let's see. I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet. Did I play some gacha? Do you know, I do play gacha, but I don't have a current gacha. I was playing Blue Archive for a little bit, but I wasn't really playing it. I never never got into Genshin. The last like gacha I really enjoyed was Regalia Lost, but that's been shut down for a while now, and I hadn't played it for even longer. I like the gacha concept. I just don't have one on the go. I tried is it Nikkei? Like the gun one recently, but again, I just wasn't interested in it. But what else do I stream? I stream Monster Hunter. I stream Ace Angler Fishing Spirits for the Switch, which is fun. I play a lot of Tetris. I haven't played much Tetris on stream recently, but that's usually a favourite of mine. I play all sorts. Next month I'll be playing Tears of the Kingdom. A month after that I'll be playing Final Fantasy 16. I've been playing some Disco Elysium on stream as well, which has been fun. I have 3 years in Genshin under the belt. Oh my goodness. Played Monster Hunter World for like 300 hours. I only ever finished Base World, like when it came out, and I've never played Iceborne, but I've played a bunch of Rise, Sunbreak, and then I've been streaming GU with my friend Zyle, as well as some Frontier. So there was more Monster Hunter news yesterday and today. Today's one I don't care so much. Yesterday was fun though. We're getting a Pokemon Go Monster Hunter, which is going to fail so badly, but I don't know whose idea it was, but I'm still going to try it. I've put my name down for the beta and everything. 99% done. Oh, there's some. Iceborne was fun, but you get to the point where it's just about farming metric tons of materials and the fun is gone. Yeah, so my friend Zyle, what they started doing for Rise is using an item editor. They still have to gather the material at least once, and then they just save edit and give themselves loads, because it's just stops being fun. And the curio stuff with Rise, I just don't care. I've just completely ignored it. Back cabinet light. Back bar cabinet light. Used to cheat engine decreased the amount of maps, but only after I got really bored. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Bar shelf.
I'm gonna let her rip, so listen up.
I cleaned this. Wall lanterns are the bane of me. Oh, I see it. Like when you got to the Crystal Dragon, beyond it was just a pain to just, if you wanted to try other classes or builds and have to get so much stuff. If I don't mind it on console because I have no choice, but on PC, knowing that I can save edit, there's less incentive. And I'm enjoying the grind in GU at the moment anyway, so like it's not an issue. But I know for some that'll always be annoying. as I said, like with what Zelda's like, as long as I get a mantle or a gem legit once, then that's fine.
I need understanding, my presence is demanded. Buy some merch and maybe I can spin it on a stand-in. One mellow, cause the two are seeing double after about 3 drinks. So before I get into trouble, slap you 5 and grab a taxi. Don't even have to ask me if I'm tired, y'all stay wide like old telephones. I need my time alone in my home, create my zone prone, cuddling with an old movie on and I'm gone. So if you're calling me to come back to the streets and get freaks, please, I ain't even tried it. 24-hour party, people don't sleep, don't drink, don't eat like we do.
Skirtings.
Get in trouble, you just wanna get in trouble. Do the hustle, everybody do the hustle. Get in trouble, you just love to get in trouble. Do the hustle, everybody do the hustle.
Neon sign. Which one? This one? Poster.
And partner, why, oh why
Sync's
are
not
you
clear,
calling me
apparently.
for? I thought I was understood. I'm so good on that club. You don't care how the club's lit. I just make the club hits, spitting on the
Poster.
introvert tip. Flex that I don't return texts and I don't throw fits.
Done.
It is written like your name on an every night check for the beers and tips. My tips are reaching out. I want my own apartment. My life is halfway over and it ain't even started. My new rap name is Young Tragedy. This ain't the way it had to be. I'm plotting.
Good job, me.
Please intercede if you see people stopping me asking how do I make the sound of giving me demo CDs.
It should be pink. That was $350. Is that all? Oh, we've got another stage, the Mako Energy exhibit. Hello once again, I trust you've been able to take in some of the city since we were last in touch. Sorry to pull you away from your vacation, but we have another job lined up for you. The nature of this task, however, demands a great deal more discretion than the first that we had you perform. Of course, this also means you shall be compensated handsomely for your troubles. One of the specimens from Professor Hojo's laboratory escaped and made its way to the 60th floor. It was eventually captured in the Mako Energy exhibit, but refused to go quietly, and the place is covered in a thick layer of biological ooze. While we entrusted the floor and walls to our security team, I insisted that someone with a more skilled touch handled the exhibit itself. Right, let me swap these drinks around. So today's cocktail is a Batanga, which probably needs a mix at this point. Hold on. These limes have been in for a while. Okay. Let's have a drink. Okay. That's a good ratio. Let's start this job. Sorry. Oh, I need to continue. Oh, so it's only... okay.
Okay, man, are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
What's playing? Glad to have you in the Shinra building again. Even though it might not be even where I am today with the company's stunning advancements in macro harvesting technology, I have rarely visited this exhibit, and I believe I finally understand why. It forces me to come face to face with the fact that this is what the city has become is no longer what I hoped it would be. These characters are really, like, hearts on their sleeves when they're talking to me. A terrible darkness has settled over Midgar, and who knows when it will lift, but I digress. You want it? Get out of here. So we're just letting the cat out.
No doubt some of the expressions Mr. Romo has just used are unfamiliar. Let's examine some of these phrases more closely. Dig. Dig it. Dig yourself. Get it. Dig. Dig it.
Perhaps we go clockwise as well. Yep. Sorry, I've had that Scouse kitten stuck in my head. Now this sounds like a Splatoon song. Well, we could listen to the Splatoon soundtrack. Wee 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 wee. Gross. Okay, let's clean these. Let's clean the outside before we start working our way in. Do, 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 do. Are these considered? Ha! As I thought. These are considered part of the wall. Allow me to explain the general layout of Midgar. I don't care, Reeve. As you may have noticed, it is divided into 8 sectors, each powered by its own Mako reactor, and at the very center of the building, center of the city, stands the Shinra building. Ah, but as the city's design is predicated on the use of Mako, perhaps I should explain what that is first. Oh my god. This is a big ass circle. Ah! No! I didn't mean to do that. It's ruined. Should have cleaned the dividers. Dividers? Hardly knowers. Four seconds, Jesus. Do 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 do. The beat, rock the beat. Do, 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 do. I think this might take a while. Maybe I should have been using this.
On the mic with the lyrical weapons, let it bang just to keep y'all stepping. Tokyo is a city I'm repping. Art and music collab intersection. Bring it on if you think you can hang, but if not, then let me ease your pain.
Going, let's keep going.
And it's living through the things that I say. They want me to come off the mic, stay silent, shut up. If they cut off my tongue, then the records are cut up. If they cut off my hands, then I use my feet. Kick the beat, rock the beat, flip the beat, live the beat, master and give the beat. Hit the street, spin wheels, make your necks asleep, which is something I ain't had all week. I'm all weak, cold bleak, but
We've got one baseball to do.
streets are filled with blood. We're running out of options. The rich are in their houses. We're gonna buy their coffins. I wish I knew my future. I dream about it often. I sharpen weapons softly. From now there ain't no stopping.
Yeah, that should be it
Fucking beat.
for these. Oh, okay. Ignore this for now. So that's the outside done. I think... Don't really know how to. Let's save this for last, since it's in the center. Draw clearly defined, clearly drawn out lines.
Vampire rap in a black sash, all blood, everything have blades on parade in the shade. I'm the type of cat you can't spot in a mirror. Only talk to girls dressed just like
Yep.
Vampira. She got mascara, we got masters. Scare you crew, calls and tear you crew. Eyes that glare at you. It's all about love, love, no love. GG's wet up streets, hell on your knees. You learn to say please.
Clean everything in here.
Come to Kagane show and bring your radio. We always ready to go. You know you better get all to it, your boys, man. That's right, I don't spit fire, I spit poison. Poison, from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam. Spit poison, from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna
Just
die
for
for the jam. Spit
playing a sec.
from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam. Spit poison, from the can in my hand.
That girl is poison.
Die for the jam. I got a lumpy face, my hair is scraggly. I'm all lonely, nobody wants me. Except for the other monsters, we doing monster things. Run your block top bones like chicken wings. Spot me watching Nosferatu on loop. A Megala destroying enigma, yeah, that's poison. Look,
Oh, I managed to pick a zone that's
if we ever working together, then that's a fact.
less
That
populated.
baby on the graveyard steps, always rock matching ice after blood sacrifice. Parlay with game action to reclaim our reps. Spray with the same passion that you pray for death. Don't need chemical fix for my maniacal tricks. 420 is fucking hell. Give me 666. If you wanna give it this form up, join hands, get a knife, share blood, and give your life to the jam. Poison, from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam. Poison, from the can
Girl's
in my
poison.
hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam. Poison, from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam. Poison, from the can in my hand. Ay, 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 gonna die for the jam.
Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Hands cramping a little bit. Yep, time for the Nicks and Crannies. It's not a shadow, it's gunk. Yep. consider 0, yep. Consider 5. Alright. Wait, what's that? I'm not finished with Sector 6. This is a scale model of Midgar, or Shinra's plates, and HQ in the middle. The diorama. Kinda looks like a massive pizza. Okay, Sector 6 is done. Gotta double check that. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. Sector 6 macro reactor. Okay, it's not organized in the way that I wanted, but whatever. Oh, okay, that's not real. Okay. I'm not where I thought it was. Oh. Well. Let's move. I'm gonna skip plates. I'm gonna do like every other plate. Because why not?
Maybe something's wrong.
Let's consider 0. Let's consider 4. Okay. That's number. Yeah, it's the number. Oh no, never mind. I thought that was 7. It's not. It's P. So it's 1. Mako is a substance that flows under the surface of the planet. Our skilled engineers have learned how to convert the substance into electricity, which in turn has greatly raised the people's standard of living. I'd hoped this innovation would allow Midgard to become a veritable utopia. Unfortunately, wherever there is progress, there are setbacks. anything that I think is a shadow is actually dirt. I mean, I'm making good. I think I'm making good progress. Clean, 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 clean. Na, 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 na. Oh, the fact that there's dirt on the tiniest bits is quite annoying. Okay.
Just use your imagination, nation.
This is the second time we've ever played in front of
Oh.
people, man. We're scared shitless.
The ultimate aim is to produce sound which is completely acceptable to the listener. Records that give you pleasure.
Is that still not clean? Don't bother me. Base floor intersection. Well, I can't get any deeper inside. Oh, I suppose I could go at an angle. Assume they're not the same. Nope.
We're gonna burn Tokyo up. We got an explosive broadcast coming straight to you with Jet Set Radio.
Let's get scratching.
Switch on up a wee bit. I'm gonna leave it for now.
What's going on? What's going on?
In this lane.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Dun, 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 dun. This lane as well. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Ergo, thank you for being first in stream today. How are we? We cleaned 7th Heaven, and now we're cleaning this model of Midgar. And currently I'm doing like a... well, it's not really obvious right now. You got big cleaning all Midgar like that. I feel powerful. I feel powerful. Wow! Also have a alcoholic beverage just to vibe with. Is this... nope, this is not the one I'm supposed to be cleaning because I'm alternating. I was up till 2 AM with Jack organising cyberpunk stuff with our brain juice. Did Palmer spills lard in this? According to Reeve, it was a Hojo experiment got into the room. Is what they told me.
I don't understand what's going on here.
And I'm playing music by Hideki Nagamura because we got a release date for... I forget what's called. It's like something Bomb Future Funk or something. It's like a spiritual sequel to Jet Set Radio, so I'm listening to Jet Set Radio music. Every character is like unloading a lot. Like, I'm just here to clean. I don't need to know that Midgar is actually evil. Ooh. Or Shinra, sorry. Do you want to know how Mako's made? Are you the only idiot in this planet who doesn't know how Mako is generated? Gods. And I'm leaving the centerpiece for last. And if it looks like a shadow, it's probably dark. The green on the middle, that looks kind of cool. Yeah, I have no idea what it is. That'd be nice. Millions of years from now. Yeah, best not to think about it. These tiny crevices are annoying. Go, go, Godzilla. Sorry, I'm put that in my head now because I feel like a monster. Okay, Sector 2 done. Gross. I don't know what the yellow stuff is, and I'm not gonna ask. Oh, nope, too far. Mark my words, I will complete my expressway project one day, as well as the restoration of Sector 6. Whatever, man. All I want is to make life better for everyone in Midgar, especially those in the Undercity. Well, I mean, collapsing plates might be priority number one, huh? However, I've had to fight tooth and nail for every permit and scrap of funding. As much as it pains me to say this, I fear the rest of Shinra may view Midgar's people in a different light. I'm just here to clear and dead. One reactor. There we go. Reactor? Sorry, I've been doing that whole stream. Ugh. Including this other one. I'm just maybe. I think I can add a sound effect to first if I wanted to. I think that's something I can do. We shall see. Wow. Maybe actually. That was the sound that I was thinking of. Wow. Although nobody said they were impressed, I was impressed with my for you yesterday. That amused me a lot. What song is this? This is Air Gear Love Sensation. Is in the anime Air Gear? Did Hideki Nagamura do a song for Air Gear? Huh. Maybe I need to rewatch Air Gear. Not looking forward to begging Xyle to drive me around when Monster Hunter Now comes out. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be mid. I already know that. Don't want to go on a drive with your wife. No, I want to. I just know convincing Xyle might be difficult. There's a beta next week. And I don't even know if he's entered. It's... Niantic have never made a successful game except for Pokemon Go. And that's not going to change because it's Monster Hunter. Okay, that's half the sector's done. I just look from up above. Still looks like a mess. Hand's getting a bit stiff. Let me change my posture. Was the bar fun to clean? It was more. It was better than the week before, because I'd already done, I think it was like 40%. So the floor was clean, then I cleaned the things that were on the floor, then I started cleaning the walls, and then I started cleaning the ceiling. I did a process this time. As opposed to going random. I wonder if there's any, if they've had any achievements. Oh, fuck. That's because I moved my mouse. Whoops. For my cyberpunk character, Jax has convinced me to wear a cybernetic eye, but I got it for cheap because the DM gets to decide at any point to randomly place ads, and I have to take like a turn to get rid of said ads. Otherwise, I add like 6 -1 or -2 for my stats. Apparently he's been trying to peddle this to everybody, and everyone except me was like, no. So yeah, during combat there's a chance that Jack's going to be like, okay, you've got ads now, what are you going to do to get rid of them? Well, the problem is my cyberpunk character is literally a streamer. I'm literally going to be role-playing a streamer, and I'm like, I said to him, I was like, do I get kickback on ads that play during my streams? And he goes, we'll see. I'm like, okay, then I'll take the stupid eye then. It also meant that I saved some humanity, so there was actually a benefit. I lost less. I lost less, yeah, humanity. I've got a voice modulator, so I'm gonna have to install like a Discord like voice mod so I can change my voice while doing combat. I've also got, I need to decide what skin color I am because I've got like augmented skin and hair. So I'm also getting a drone for free, but it's with the context of I'm not allowed to use it for combat, only streaming. Pink skin, blue hair, vice versa. Something like that. He's allowing me to like change the color of my hair whenever, and I'm allowed to change the hues of my skin, so... Okay, that's another plate done. Another slice of the pizza. I'm doing my best to not just make Rebecca, but I keep on accidentally, like, picking things that are Rebecca adjacent. I'm like, no. I just had the thought there, maybe Trigger should do more adaptions of things, that way they can't get away with adding aliens at the end of their series. That would be nice. I don't know if I've had that thought before, but it just came to me. They're in the writer's room. Is it, can we add aliens? No. Meh. But what if it was aliens? It's not. Damn it. Wee. Better watch out. Coming at you. Oh, I just remembered I've got a Hazel video to finish watching. But fully coolly. These little crevices are annoying. Sam came through and immediately knew it was Wash Your Set Radio you're listening to. Jet Set Radio! Yeah, we got a release date for the spiritual sequel, so that's why I'm listening to it. The composer Hideki Nagamura has a song called Ebb and Flow. I don't know if it's on this. Oh, this is a long playlist. He did a song called Ebb and Flow, and it's literally for like a horse racing, like betting Japanese arcade game. Like, he didn't have to go so hard on a racing game, but for horses, but because it slaps. Like that. Like this, like that. When you said Wash Your Set, I was like, hold on, is this like specifically a playlist that he knew exactly what playlist, but no. Like that. Like this, like that. I like it, I like it. Hideki Nagamura, famously horny on Twitter. Not in a based way. Well, I forget based has different meanings. Maybe it is based, I don't know.
Just feels good. Just
Did you hear that? It sounded like an explosion. Does that mean I get to finish early, Reeve? I'm not. I've just received word about complications with Reactor 1. So, is this set at the beginning of FF7? Please excuse me, but this issue requires my immediate attention. Okay. Canonically, PowerWash Sim takes place at the start of Final Fantasy VII. Not at all.
Take it easy.
Oh, cat's snoring again. Wait, oh, wait. No, there's no cat. Here, I'm making it up. I'm hearing things. I forgot I let the cat out. Maybe he's here? Okay, I'm hearing things. Add a DLC that becomes Pet Wash Simulator and give Red 13 a bath. Not that he's pet by any means. I feel uncomfortable with a sentient animal that could tell me where it wants to be cleaned or not. Maybe like a puppy Red 13. Is this ebb and flow? Yeah, okay, so... Okay, it's not... Yeah, this is ebb and flow. So this was for a game called JRA Pat. Let me find out what that was short for. Search Google. JRA Pat is short for Japanese Racing Association Personal Access Terminal, a defunct horse race betting software. The one for Dreamcast allows users to bet on horse races. Very little known about the disc, as very few copies were manufactured, and the service has been active since the early 2000s. So, in fact, it wasn't even a horse racing game. It was literally a means to actually bet real money on horses. And they asked Hideki Nagamura, "Can you make a song?" And he made this. It reminds me of like the music for the Play Online before booting up Final Fantasy XI. They just went, yeah, sure, we'll add some really good music for no reason. One sector left. Well, that's not true. We've got Sector 0 as well. It's wild to think that... hold on, let me double check one of those JRA pats. So the JRA pat was for the Famicom. So there's been some kind of internet available for consoles since the NES, effectively. Maybe closer to teletext, but that's still a form of internet, right? Because, like, I knew the Satellaview was a thing, but there's some Famicom things that let you do that. They also had the rewritable discs, where you could go into, like, convenience stores and download a new game. I don't know if Sega Channel ever existed in Europe. I know it existed in America and Japan for the Dreamcast. And maybe the Genesis? Was there a console between the Genesis... No, why am I calling it the Genesis? Sorry, I'm a European. Mega Drive. Was there a console between the Mega Drive and the Dreamcast? Did the Saturn... Was it the Saturn? Why am I calling it Genesis? Must be spending too much time with Americans. I don't even I never knew anybody with a Saturn. So I'm wondering if it was like a weird mid-stage. The downsides of being mostly Nintendo people, right? So, ergo, to try and, like, forget the spoiler that I've learned about Final Fantasy 16, I realize me talking about it is just imprinting it more in my head, but what I've done is I've muted every potential word related to 16 on Twitter, and I'm ignoring every 16 thread that I see on Reset Era, and just hoping for the next month and a half or so that I will eventually either not care anymore, or I will maybe forget. I don't think I'll forget, but you know. Saturn came after the Mega Drive. Okay. I don't even know what it looks like. So did Sega CD. It's like a black square. Oh. Alright, sectors are done. All that's left is the Shinra building and the surrounding area. Look at all these nooks and crannies. Hello there, fellow human. I'd hope so. Now that you said you mean no harm, worries me that there is harm involved. You know? But I believe you. Oh. Okay, now I'm convinced. This is a lot faster than the other bits. Anything green, gotta go. Ding, ding. Hell no, ALR did 200 push-ups. I don't know what ALR is, sorry. I feel as though I'm walking into a D's Nuts joke, but I don't know. Already 200 push-ups. Damn! I would struggle with 10. Even less with crunches. My hero. I just feel like I'm pissing on all these civilians. Haha. Is this stream safe for work? It's 18 and plus, but like you can swear. I'm just not interested in flirting, if that makes sense. I had somebody last week being very unpleasant. How am I not done yet? Basically clean. I already blocked them. but I will keep that in mind. How are you today, anyway? Nice. I had a doctor's call today that didn't go as planned, but we move. No violence today. I'm not anti-violence, I'm just... Well then, we're fine. Remember folks, it's always appropriate, it's always okay to punch a Nazi. Where are they? If I ever have to like build a building or a robot or something, I'm going to make it the blockiest thing in the world so the cleaners don't have to spend all day getting in every nook and cranny. Nothing but tubes. Been at 99% for a while. Okay, 3 things left. Spotlight. Those are some big spotlights, like... In real life, that's, what, bigger than a building? Narrow tower. And finally, exhaust pipe. Done. Let's watch the cleaning process in speedy uppy time. Wow! That went well. There's still more. Let's look at the funk. Okay. Stretching. Let's start this. We're not going to finish it, because I will wrap up maybe in the next 20 minutes or so. But let's get started. I'm really partial to city pop at the moment in Future Funk. You're needed for an urgent and classified cleaning operation. I'll be brief. Our unstoppable new airbuster has been undergoing intensive durability tests. We've thrown everything at it. Advanced ballistics, concrete walls, Hojo's hideous beasts, and there's nothing it can't endure. We've even covered it in liquid and Mako and it still works. Those avalanche fools won't even be able to put a dent in it. As this prototype is to be our new flagship model, you're to clean every square inch of it. I will not have it go into battle looking like some dingy antique at a swap meet.
Let's look at the fun.
Unfortunately, the Scorpion Sentinel you cleaned was destroyed by an ex-soldier for hire. I wonder who. Again, not my problem, Heidegger. Hojo thought it hilarious. Oh, speaking of Ghost in the Shell, actually, I need to find out the name of the kind of like chanting that some songs do in anime. Like, so it happened in Suzumi, it happened in Ghost in the Shell. It happens in the Nier soundtrack, and I would like to know what it's called. I find it hilarious that long-haired lunatic didn't think his precious creations are next. Ha ha ha. I'm guessing Zack Fair. Oh, let me get between the ass cracks. The famous one from Gits is called Making of Cyborg. Okay. Like, I'm sure there is a name for it, I just always forget to look it up. Because it's such a specifically, like, Japanese thing that I hear. I don't hear it in other music. So yeah, I was watching Suzumi and then ended up thinking about Ghost in the Shell and Nier instead. I think it's like Mongolian chanting, it's not Japanese. Okay. I love the music from Nier so much. Even though I've only played half of Replicant. Do your hands also move? No, okay. the future. Yeah, I know where the air cushion is. I was looking more specifically for the dirt. Thank you. Oh. Does anything else open? Nope. Hmm. In a way, Avalanche has played right into my hands. Uh-huh. I feel like the therapist. I had long been urging the president to deploy the airbuster, but to no avail. Thanks to those pesky gnats buzzing about Shinra's ear, however, he finally decided to sign off on it. It's Heidegger. Oh. Even without looking, I know this is from Sonic Rush. I forgot he did music for Sonic Rush. Double checking that's true. Yep. I've not heard this in so long. I loved Sonic Rush. I bet it's not aged well, but when I first played it, I loved it. There's the air cushion done. I'm sure if I had enough momentum, I could actually get over this wall. Unless it's an invisible wall. Hey, that's the model I cleaned. I don't even have to do anything. I would prefer not to. I don't want to ever think about that again. I mean, the way he left Seventh Heaven hasn't left me impressed, so... No, no, I would not want to clean the honeybee in. I've seen the clientele. Did I see the video of the woman cleaning an entranceway? No? No, I don't. I'm not sure which one that is. Sorry. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Sorry, you did post it in the Discord. So the sign was moving, but they thought the parts was. Sorry. Yes, yes, yes. I remember now. That did give me a laugh when I saw it. If I can clean the bottom half, I'll be happy, and then call it there. Is there Ghost in the Shell DLC? There... I don't know, but I don't think there is. That's my answer. Oh, that would be fun to clean. Well, no, it'd probably be a pain in the arse to clean, but... There's an achievement in PowerWash for cleaning the merry-go-round without stopping the merry-go-round. So you just have to clean it while it's moving and stuff, but that also includes the pipes that are going up and down. Oh dear, that's messy. Oh yeah, my Cyberpunk character, the 3 other players have all picked nicknames that start with P, so now I feel kind of obligated to also pick P. However, I clearly have brain rot because the first P, well, I was thinking, well, I'm being slightly weeby, so it needs to be like a Japanese word or something like that. I hate that my first instinct, or the first word that came to mind was Paizuri, and I'm like, maybe not. Papaya could be good. And if you don't know, don't Google it. I need to ask Jack whether Final Fantasy XIV exists in Cyberpunk. Well, hold on. What year did Final Fantasy first release? Because 1984 is when our timelines diverge. 87. Ah, okay. So Final Fantasy probably does not exist in Night City. Sad. No, it's not going to be Paimon. Yeah, Final Fantasy doesn't exist in Cyberpunk, but for some reason Spirits Within did come out. Weird. People get really annoyed when people call Genshin a JRPG, and I say actually it's a CRPG. Popute Pipiku. I don't know what that means. What have I just uttered? Pop Team Epic. Oh, Popute. Okay. I need to watch more of that show because I can't figure out whether I like it or not. Like, I get it's totally absurd, but I need to find out if it's my level of humor. Like, I loved I Think You Should Leave, despite how much it makes me, like, wince. Some moments are like, lol, I get the reference, but a lot is just, yeah. And then the second half is just the same skit, but with different voices. I think that's the bottom half done. Almost. Let's go look at the things that have been marked. Side plates. God. Other side plate. Same one. Shit. Please. I'm actually getting like cramp from hitting tab so much. There we go. It's the chest. We're not doing the chest. Not doing those. Now, let's do the upper ring. And then we'll be done. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. Bottom half done. And depending on if this is the last stage or not, there might be another PowerWash stream. But I think that's a good time to end it, as any. So I will be streaming tomorrow. I know I normally don't stream Thursdays, but that's going to be changing fairly soon. So yeah, Thursday I will be streaming. I don't know what. I don't plan my streams very well, but that's something for me to figure out later. Thank you for everyone watching. Anything to announce? Not at the moment. So hope you all have a lovely day, lovely evening, lovely morning, or wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So until then, see you later.